Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Okay, with this episode, it kind of made me think yesterday after my library adventure because it was just really odd. Because having a disability and at least two different guys coming up to me asking if I need help or assistance when I was walking and doing my thing and I walk slower. Ooh, it's like, I don't know why, but some men just act like they are determined to be Prince Charming. And especially, I'm not saying that you have to hit on a woman to do that because if anyone needs help, and they need help or assistance, but if you're just guessing or doing it to, you know, feel better about yourself or you're trying to force help on someone, because yesterday on yesterday's episode when I was giving the examples or telling you guys the story, one of the guys didn't even know how he could help me. When he turned around, "Can I help you? Or do you need help?" And I'm just I'm just like, "How are you going to help me? Why?" He didn't even know. He was looking at me, even shaking his head while he was saying, "I can carry your bag. What about your bag?" If you don't even know how you can help me, don't bother. And if you're going to ask how you can help me, because the other guy, he points at my walker and he says, I see you need help with walking. So what's my walker like? Okay, if I have a walker and you see that I already have assistance walking, I have what I need to, get by. Why do I need help? So I thought about it over the last several hours. And even last night, part of me, I should have answered in a different way. I should have answered in a petty way because that's how I am. Because with both guys, I did ask, why? Because I didn't ask. I'm doing my thing, I'm living my life, and I'm being as independent as I can. There's so many areas where I am still dependent and I'm trying not to be, and it's a work in progress. So much work in progress. So many of you guys out there don't know all of the things people with disabilities have to do in order to be independent with so many different categories and areas in life. And so many of you don't appreciate the freedom of just being able to do anything and everything because you want to, when you want to, how you want to, without having to ask somebody. But that wasn't the case at the library. That wasn't the case. I knew where I was going, and yeah, I walked and got there. Did it take me longer? Yes, it did. And did I think the room was in another area of the library? So when I got there and realized that it's a lot farther than I knew, so then it was going to take even longer, and maybe I should have left the house a little earlier. Yeah, yeah, but oh well. So it's like I kept it going, I kept on moving. But here are some areas where next time if a guy tries to say this while I'm doing everything okay, and especially if it doesn't look like I need any help, these are some examples of the answers I might tell them. Because you want to help? Okay, well, let's help with money. Let's help with the pay gap, childcare, raising the minimum wage, especially for women, especially for single women out here. It's like, because when it comes to diapers and formula and clothing and everything else that the kid needs, yeah, let's, allow us women to be able to afford all of that with mental health, and yeah, we need mental health too. But yeah, that's one area where, yeah, if you want to help us. If you want to chip in and, let government know that women deserve equal pay, because a lot of our government, especially a lot of Republicans, don't think so. Well, in my opinion, well, actually, no. It's like even watching some of their interviews and things, and watching them take women out of the army and out of higher paying positions, or saying that women only get certain positions because of DEI and things. And now a lot of Caucasian white women, they didn't know they were part of DEI. They didn't know they were part of DEI until after our current president did what he did, which is really amusing. It is really amusing how a lot of those women used to put down black people and people of color and say that we only got our jobs because of DEI. And then next thing you know, once DEI is canceled, they got fired. So yeah, but that's the only reason why now they changed their views of DEI, because it affected them. But that's just an example though. But yeah, it's like if you want to help men, help with that. And also the pink tax, beauty standards, ageism, because like even with older men, it's like they call them zaddies and everything like that. Like, you know what? And I've seen some. There are some where I'm just like, okay, you Asian, real okay, yeah, mm-hmm. It's like you still look yummy, okay, babe, mm-hmm. Do your thing. You're taking care of yourself, and okay, yeah, a lot of you men aren't though, and a lot of the men who are not are saying that they demand or they expect women to stay beautiful. I even heard a pastor say that you men want women that look like Melania Trump. Ew. But do you, boo? Do you? But it's crazy how a lot of men, they don't look in the mirror. They are allowed to not look, you know. Yeah, but then they expect the woman to stay up to those standards while taking care of kids and the cooking and the cleaning and trying to run a house and or work their job, because yeah, how many households have only one salary? Yeah, not that many. And or run her business and anything like that. So when it comes to time to go on a walk or work out, stay in shape and things like that, yeah, not that great. Maybe if more office buildings had mini gyms and stuff, so people who when they go on their lunch break, maybe they'll have like a quick salad or something, but then they'll be able to go and either go on a walk or something like that, or an easy workout to the point where when their break is over, they can go back and do some work. That could help with, well, especially the obesity rate of our country. But it's like with a lot of you men who keep expecting women to look and be in shape, and especially right after pregnancy, you just expect the women to snap back in place. Because there was even one story that I heard where, like, the women were telling their horror stories after pregnancy, and I think it was 5 days or 5 weeks, her husband started pointing at her, telling her she needed to lose weight. She needs to get back to her regular body. I'm hoping it's 5 weeks. Even at 5 weeks, you should be ashamed of yourself. And men, you need to. That's how you can really help. It's like understanding how much a woman's body goes through during that, and then especially after postpartum depression. Maybe instead of telling her she needs to snap back in place, maybe embrace her, love her, adore her, thank her, encourage, maybe like even say that, you know what, you can go on a walk, I'm gonna cook dinner, I'll wash the baby, I'll change the diaper. It's like, and even if she doesn't even have to work out, go get her a massage, go get her nails done, let her enjoy herself. It's like maybe once her self esteem gets back to that, you know what, I just had a baby, but I'm still beautiful. My husband thinks I'm amazing. He loves me, adores me, appreciates me. Maybe that will encourage her to go on a walk, or maybe like, but even if not, that shouldn't have been the only reason you married her in the first place. But I talked about that in a couple other episodes. But that leads me to the pink tax. Yeah, how come on top of either even razors, because you guys want us hairless and all this other stuff, and like just shaving cream and so many deodorants and so many things, we have to pay more money. But then like some men, they in my opinion, they lie and say, oh, I want a natural woman. But those aren't the women that you're writing on Instagram. Those aren't the women that you're liking and like even whistling at or approving or trying to hook up with on a regular. Yeah, you're not trying to get with those natural. Like, but yeah, I have another theory on that, but that will be another episode. But on top of all of that, it's the makeup and the eyelashes and just the accessories and everything like that. Most things that you don't pay for. Oh, but yeah, if you paint your nails, like for my gentleman, do your thing, do your thing. Because I mean, I love color, so it's like I'm not gonna hate on a guy that does that. I'm like, hey, it's like if you have that fashion sense, hey, I love it. If you like it, I love it for you. But when it comes to pink tax, beauty standards, ageism, men don't understand. Men, if you can understand, or if you're dating a woman and things like some men complain about, oh, well, I'm going to pay to get your hair done, so I deserve this. If you're only paying for it because you think you deserve something, then no. But at the same time, if you understand all of the things she does so that she can, well, I mean, look good for herself and you, so that you can have that gazing eye on her, then you need to respect how it's like it takes money, it takes cash to get to that. And freedom, though, go to work and have families and walk down the street at night. A lot of men have expectations for women of what they want their woman to be, but instead, first they look for the woman who they want to sleep with. Then they tell her who she is supposed to be. No, first you find a woman who you like and you or fits your expectations of who she is, of who you want her to be. And then, I mean, yeah, don't try to change her, but it's like, does she meet your beauty standards? Because most men do it opposite. I've had so many men try to like say that they have to date me, but then they try to tell me who I have to be, but it's nothing of who I want to be. But so then when I tell them I'm not interested, then they call me a dummy and idiot and tell me that, especially with my disability, that I'm losing my last chance and that I should be begging to be with them. And but it's really funny how this year, and we're only in, well, it's middle of June now, but before June, 5 different exes from my past contacted me because they were the dummies, because they were trying to tell me who I had to be, but now they're trying to come back because I guess they kept trying to tell women they are supposed to be, but then they forgot that, yeah, I don't play that stupid. No, I'm not gonna play stupid. And it's like, oh, I'm gonna give you another chance. No, I know who you are. And I know how you try to change me. I know how you told me my education was a waste of time. And I know it's like one told me that once we got married I would not be allowed to work. And oh, another one told me I wasn't going to be allowed to write my novels and books, and or if I was going to write them I would have to have his approval. He would have to read and approve of my books before before I try to get them published. So, gentlemen, allow a woman, oh, and even walking down the street, because a lot of women don't walk down the street at night because of men. So if you guys can keep your hands to yourselves and allow us to feel safe within the environment of the streets of any suburb, city, country, area, whatever, that would help. That would help. And so, rejection. If you guys could take rejection, if you guys could get that mental health, if you guys can just get to a place like to either work on yourself or come to a conclusion of, if all these women keep ghosting me, ignoring me, not wanting a second date, or continuing to talk on the phone or texting and everything like that, maybe it's me. Because right now, there's a guy that I went out with, but I'm debating if it's worth, because he doesn't know how to start a conversation and I'm a sapiosexual. That's, to me, that is aggravating. And so I might have to have another episode on here, a few episodes on how to start a conversation with a woman, how to ask questions. Because I might even on my, once I create my website, create links to different sites that have questions you can ask and talk to your date about. Because so many men do not know how to start a conversation. And then I've been doing, like, I think it's been about a month, I have started almost every single conversation. And sometimes it's exhausting because I'm trying to write my novels. I'm working on some stuff for my disability and my greeting card company, trying to get that started, trying to start my website, working on physical therapy. And it's just so much stuff that I'm already trying to do. So, but then I'm trying to get to know him. But every single day past the morning text, I am literally creating and starting the questions and conversations. And even today, when I asked, can you start the conversation? He just went back from the date, the previous day, to my question. He went back to my question from the previous day in order to start the conversation. He could not think of, like, so yeah, when it comes to sapiosexual, that's just, yeah. So I'm trying to, and so that's why I haven't messaged him for a couple hours. I'm trying to see, will he find, like, just, so men, if you don't know how to start a conversation, that's somewhere you can help, Start working on that, practice that. Talk to your boys, okay? Practice, like, okay, don't pretend they're female or whatever, but start conversations with them. Or is the reason why you don't know how to talk to women is because you only talk about sports and women and what you want to do with women? And I hear a lot of you guys think about war, which is kind of scary, but anyways, like, maybe, like, so food, women, war, maybe money. Yeah. It's like, is that why a lot of you guys, because I've had this happen so often, and I've had it to a point where so many men have told me, you're so good on the phone, you're so good at communication, you're so good at like creating questions and things like that. And I guess so many years of me having to do it, but it's exhausting. I have projects, I have things I need to do, I want to do, I have goals I want to work on. But when I'm now, and the thing is, the guy is, other than this issue, absolute sweetheart. That's what I'm hanging on for dear life, because it's, yeah, absolute sweetheart. Very nice and very empathetic, and he has like some very amazing, like, even though, yeah, trust me, there's some differences, but I see his heart. And so I'm trying to see if he's genuine with me, but at the same time, I'm going to need him to start some conversations. And you guys, some of you men who, if women lose interest, maybe double check what you talk about. And maybe check to see if it's only about hunting and fishing and some of the manly things, or sports and stuff, or yourself. Maybe watch the news before a date. Maybe look up current events. Or maybe even what national days it is. Because, yeah, I'm going to do another episode on this. But, like, even try to start with maybe with some of those. Even international news. because like to me that would kind of impress me because I'm like, oh my gosh, wow, really, that happened in whatever country? That's so cool, that's interesting, that's amazing. Or sometimes that's awful, so you never know. But okay, men, you can also help us women by stop blaming women for you being single. Okay, stop listening to the red pill or the ridiculous toxic dating gurus, because maybe you're single because you're following their advice. Mr. No Heart, after, like, especially the last 2 years and right after breaking up with him, I realized he was probably listening to them. To be specific, is that one, I can't remember that brother's name, but he's been in prison or jail, or not prison, but yeah, he's been arrested because of what the crazy naughty things he did overseas. But then they brought him back to Florida, and then Florida was like, oh heck no. So yeah, I forgot his name, but I know he has millions when he uses women like we're nothing, and yeah, but there's been, like, listening to other YouTubers who put down these brothers, and they show clips. Sometimes with the clips, I'm like, that my ex did that. My ex did this. My ex did that too. I'm like, dang it, my ex did that too. And it's to a point where I'm just like, my during our relationship or before the relationship, my ex listened to these ridiculous awful men. This is why I can't stand him. This is why I'm breaking up with him. This is why I can't tolerate him. And but then some men keep saying it's the women's fault. No, some of you guys are listening and watching some of the most awful, toxic, like, gurus ever. They're gurus on how to help you break up. They're gurus on how to make you feel like women are worthless. But yeah, they're not helping you. So that maybe I can find some good, positive, amazing dating gurus that would actually help men find women, and that would actually allow women to feel safe in a relationship. So you know what? That might be another episode. See, yeah, I have too many episode ideas because I already have about 20 from this weekend, including the No Kings Day protest. Yeah, you know. But be honest when you date a woman, because some men who say that they're looking for a serious relationship, but they say that to women who they see that on their dating profile, and but then they only want casual, but they're pretending they want long term because they want to be able to get to the goodies. So they'll even ask the girl to be their girlfriend, or they would, like, just be two-faced and either gaslight or love bomb or all of the other toxic, like, mental games. But then when the man ghosts her and leaves her, sometimes a lot of men say that woman is nothing but a garden hoe. But I was like, okay, maybe if you didn't lie to her, because men, guys, if you don't lie to women, maybe if you are truthful. But that's the thing, a lot, like, I've even seen videos where men say, I lied to her because I knew if I told her the truth, I wouldn't have gotten to sleep with her. And I wanted to sleep with her. But that's all I wanted. I just wanted to sleep with her. But then you wonder why you're single. It's called find another woman that just wants to sleep with you. Because I think it's really crazy, and it's not funny, it's just crazy and delusional and insulting. Because I've heard men tell me that, oh, well, I would never marry her, but she's really hot. And, or she's so hot that I would never trust her. It's like, I know she would cheat on me. And I'm like, why do you think she would cheat on you? He was like, oh, because I cheat. And a lot of men are threatened by beautiful women because they feel like that woman's going to treat them exactly how they're trying to treat her. And so, guys, Stop cheating on women. If you don't think that woman is worthy of being able to trust you and or open the relationship for her too. It's like, I mean, because I've been seeing a lot of people have open relationships on these dating apps. Oh, I've seen it. It's a possibility. You can do it. So instead of cheating, open it up, but don't be mad if she gets more options than you. Because yeah, a lot of men then feel threatened because then they realize they're not getting that much openness, but the woman is. Don't treat women like property. Don't treat them like trash. Don't treat them like they're fish that you can throw them back into the sea and you'll catch them later. Sea, ocean, wherever. Yeah, because I've actually, yeah, this year, again, 5 different men have tried to come back in my life. Nah, you got this fish for a minute, you threw me back. Or sometimes I jumped out the bucket because I was like, this man is crazy. This man's ridiculous. He is stupid. He is awful, dreadful, terrible. And I want nothing to do with him. Yeah, I learned. It's not fair how you tell women that you want a serious relationship, but then you use her, degrade her, treat her like just trash, but then you blame her for that treatment when you are the one that lied to her from the beginning. But then you say you want women to be pure and you say you want women to only have a short amount, but then if men keep lying to women, but then they laugh at the women and but then they get mad when women are guarded, when women are restricted, when women don't want, like, they will not allow you in their house, they will not go past a certain time on a date, they will not have a drink with you, and so many other things because they don't feel safe, they don't feel like they can't trust you yet. But then men get mad at women because I'm not like every other guy. I'm not every guy. You can't categorize. I'm not your past. I'm your new. Okay, well, every single guy who's ever said that lied to me and deceived me and just etc. 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 It's like, yeah, don't tell that to women. Don't, like, okay, yeah, you're not a part of our past, but it's like first time, shame on you. Second time, shame on me. And it's like for so many women, we've had like so many men who are like, I'm not the same. And it's just like over and over and over, like shame on me, shame on me, shame on me. We can only take so much shame. Some of us are filled with like, no, no. So if you want to help us, guys, if you really want to help us, there's a list of ways you can help. But I mean, at the end of the day, if you do see someone who does need your help, be ready to help. But if you see someone who you're just trying to get a gold star for the day, if you miss the gold star that much, maybe you need to visit a kindergarten class or even go to a Girl Scout, Boy Scout meeting. I don't know, but it's exhausting. But if men can come together and realize women are people too, we are not only for being baby makers. It's like there are women that have higher IQs than Albert Einstein. There are women that are so talented, amazing, and wonderful, and not only beautiful, not only beautiful. It would help if some of you men would realize that women are more than beauty. Maybe if you could take the time, you can find out so that some of us are more than beauty. Then that would help. That would help so much. But thank you so much for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human and you're human too.